Hello, this is our reflex and reaction time lab with
Ariana Soar.
Ben Wilder.
and Felipe Cisneros. For part A, we each went to this website to measure our visual reaction time. We each did the test 4 times and collected our averages. Here's Ben's data, here's Ariana's, and here's mine. For part B, we each went to this website to measure our auditory reaction time. We had to push the space bar when we heard a beep. We each did the test 4 times and collected our averages. Here's Ben's data, here's Ariana's, and here's mine.
For background research, the study we looked at was interested in the impact visual distractors had on drivers. They were interested in how the amount of traffic signs and the color of traffic signs would impact a driver's ability. They were investigating the correlation of visual distractions with reduced visual reaction time and how that could cause more accidents. So what was the experiment about? The study had 56 psychology students participate in the experiment. They were looking at visual distractions relating to traffic signs and focused mainly on the stop sign. The participants looked at 96 different photographic slides of stop signs with numbers on them and different colors. The participants had to press a go button when the stop sign was in front of them and a button when it was absent. This would record their reaction time in milliseconds. The study conclusion was that the number and colors of visual distractors significantly impacted drivers' reaction time to traffic signals. They also noticed that if distractions were closer to traffic signals and stop signs, the reaction time would be a little slower. This demonstrates how we need to be careful with distractions when driving and how that impacts reaction time. The next study was called Modeling the Influence of Mobile Phone Use. So what was this study about? This study wanted to model how mobile phones use affects how aware people are of their surroundings. Data was collected from 4 crosswalks in China and in Canada. Their reaction time, speed, step length, and other habits were recorded. What was the experiment? There were 4 cameras set up at crosswalks in China and Canada. The researchers analyzed the pedestrians based on how distracted they were and what they were doing on their phones, how they crossed the road, and what their surroundings were like. What was their conclusion? They found that pedestrians who had visual and auditory distractions took 50% and 67% longer to react, respectively. Distractions were higher at noon compared to in the morning, and those who were more distracted took longer to cross the crosswalk than others. Our final study, background research study, was about this study focused on the substantial amount of traffic accidents that happen and its relation to driver distraction. This study aims to see what a secondary auditory task would do for a driver's ability to drive. Reaction times and visual perception, in which the study believes a reduction would be seen in visual information processing, but an increase in brake times. So what was the experiment? The experiment was done on 20 drivers who underwent driving in a test non-public track with and without a secondary auditory task. The goal was to see whether or not this secondary task would improve or impair driving performance. So what was their conclusion? In conclusion, they found that drivers with an auditory secondary task actually had an improved braking reaction time, as well as improved EMG reaction time and alpha spindle rate. They also found a reduction in visual information processing due to attention being focused on the secondary auditory task.
For our own experiment, we hypothesized that if the subject participated in a visual reaction time test without any distractions, then they would react quicker compared to a subject that was holding a phone and being actively distracted. The procedure we came up with was step 1, complete 1 trial of part A using this website of the experiment without any distractions, then record the data, then complete 1 trial while having a video playing in the subject's left hand, and the video we used was linked here, and then record the data of the distracted trial and compare results. The materials we used were the part A visual reaction time link in a phone. Here is a video of the experiment.
Hello, we are doing our reaction time reflex experiment. I will be participating in the visual reaction time, once while not using a phone, and the other time using a phone and having it to try to see if it distracts me. All right, our first experiment, here we go. Okay, next time. Okay, next time. Okay, next time. Okay, and final time. Okay, and now we will do the experiment with a distractor. See, start over. And the count of three, here we go. Okay, okay, okay. All right. Thank you for watching.
Here is the data collected from the experiment. And from our experiment, we can gather supporting data evidence that holding a phone, playing a distracting video will have a greater chance of slower reaction time than not watching a video. This makes sense just like when people are driving, they will more likely have a slower reaction time than when using a phone. Here are our citations, and thank you.
Thank you for watching.